Welcome to Really American. I am Michael Hain. Do we have a lot in store for you? Starting off with apparently somebody's racist, deranged, senile, rapist, sexist uncle appearing at an insane asylum, which apparently had a bunch of American flags in back of it, going on some bizarre 1 hour tangent riddled with the most bizarre and insane lies imaginable, which kind of felt like 2016 because where was the corporate mainstream media? Why weren't they live fact checking all this? Florida's known to get some strong category 1 to 4 storms this time of year, but my God, was that a category 5 shitstorm? Yes, he is totally unraveling. Yes, he is bereft of any type of coherent thoughts whatsoever. But you know what it is? What it always is with Trumpty Dumpty? Crowd sizes. Ratings and crowd sizes. That's his singular obsession. That was always has been his obsession. And Anthony Scaramucci appeared on MSNBC and talked a little bit more about it. Let's see that.
Saying is that if he starts saying his crowds are bigger than Taylor Swift, then we're in, real psychotic territory. But listen, I before I got on, because I knew Jim was going to be on with me, Jim Messina, he saw the same thing I said. Just let him unravel. I mean, he was digging and digging and digging. And I'll just point out three quick things because I know him very well. He's very upset. He spent the last couple of days socializing ideas about campaign changes and strategy, which is why he's not moving around the country. He then went to his staff and said, let me show you how it's done. I'm the big alpha male narcissistic dog. Let me get out there and do some crazy Fidel Castro stuff for a couple of hours. And then when he does this with his hands, he's lying. Okay, this is the big tell. And he said, I'm way up in the polls. And he went like this, and he mentioned Rasputin and stuff like that. Or Rasmussen, not Rasputin. But you get the point I'm making. And this is all him telling you that he's now frightened, he's now cornered, and he's very angry. And so I saw what Jim Messina put out on social media, which I agree with. Let him keep digging. The Harris campaign, stay disciplined. You stay on your message. Let him implode.
Anthony, let me just follow up with you. I mean, why isn't he campaigning in battleground states? He's hunkered down at Mar-a-Lago doing all the things you just described. But when he hits the road, he's going to Montana. Why?
Well, I'll take him at his word that he says he's going up there for some kind of fundraiser, and he's going up there to help a senator up there. But I think the real reason why he's not out there is he hasn't found his message yet. He's tried to use the 2016 sexist playbook. He tried to build into that some racism, as he did at the NABJ thing. It's not working. And so rather than go out there and keep flubbing, he's searching for the right narrative, searching for the right messaging. He's going to have a lot of trouble, though. And I'll just point this out quickly. 20.2 million baby boomers have died since the 2016 election, and 40 million Generation Xers have been added to the voting scroll. So this is a totally different electorate. They're not going to tolerate the sexism and the racism that he spews. And I just want to say this, he called the vice president dumb at least 4 times today. And that is a sign of his racism. She's an incredibly qualified person. If you look at her credentials, you look at who she is as a human being, it is absolutely absurd that he's calling her that. And people need to call him on that and hand check him on stuff like that.
I think Mooch meant Gen Z and not Gen X are the ones that are now entering the voter rolls. But he actually made me feel better because I'm a millennial. So now I actually don't feel as old. So thanks for that mix up there. But yes, he meant Gen Z. But that's actually a majorly interesting point and something we should talk about but in keeping with that trend of younger voters, Gen Z specifically, and support for Kamala Harris, I think it's somewhat analogous to me as a millennial. I guess I'm an elder millennial, so I'll be retiring into a MySpace nursing home. But it's like how we were with Obama. They seem to be with Kamala Harris. They're matching that enthusiasm, that hopefulness, and escaping the absolute disgusting misery and old man grievances and hate and chaos and division of Trumpty Dumpty. I mean, I'm still in complete and utter shock and all how we can go from Obama to Trump, which is like going from Bruce Springsteen to Ted Nugent. You want to see my birth certificate? I want to see your girth certificate.
Young people are excited. They're ready to get involved in this election.
Voters of Tomorrow is a Gen Z-led organization reaching out to young voters on social media, where Vice President Kamala Harris so far appears to be trending after pop artist Charlie XCX called Harris the embodiment of Brat's spirit. Brat is the title of her latest album, hailed as a soundtrack for young feminists. Harris's Instagram account is on theme with Brat neon green.
If this idea of Brat wasn't something that people could see in her, it wouldn't have become an internet sensation, right? That same part of her that can go up onto a stage and give the anecdote about falling out of a coconut tree and giggle about it in the middle of her speech, that energy, her willingness to do that, is what makes her Brat.
Harris gave the speech last year referencing what her mother used to tell her.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
The fact that these memes are getting such positive engagement right now means that this is a conversation that young people are going to be having with each other.
That's backed up by this political science professor.
Well, I think social media is definitely the primary source of most information, including political information for Gen Z. I think the smart thing for the Harris campaign to do is to get some young Gen Z folks to be working the social media channels.
Jackson also thinks
I think it's safe to say that Kamala Coconut Tree Harris has got social media down pat. In fact, here is her introduction to TikTok. Here's her first video, which garnered.
Hey, Kamala.
Let's look at this.
What are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye.
Good stuff. Well, I'm Michael Hain. This is Really American. If you enjoy our content, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And I'm on my 5th TikTok account, and hopefully I won't lose it. So in the meantime, check me out on TikTok at Mike Hain Comedian. Talk to you later.